Welcome to another form Titan video. In this video I'll show you how to make your interactive fields in form Titan Word-Addin mandatory using interactive property. So let's say I've got this form here and none of these fields are mandatory. Okay, so I could technically go in here and make this field mandatory and it would work fine. But what if I didn't want my fields to be mandatory here? Instead, I would want my fields to be mandatory within the document. How would I do that? Okay, so look right here, how would I do that? So the way you do that is directly within the Word-Addin itself. So let's say, I'd go ahead and populate this data from Salesforce, 1 second, like this. It's all good in here, it's going to bring my data. Let me just make sure I have got a token available, which I do. Cool. So now if I run this, it's going to bring that data back. It's all good here, it's fine. But I don't want to make the fields mandatory here. Instead, I want the fields, my interactive fields in Word, to be mandatory within the document. So let's have a look at that. How do you do that? So when I go to my document here, this is my document. These are my interactive fields. If you don't know how to do the interactive fields, search for the video which says how to set up interactive fields. I've done a full demo in there, so you'll be able to see exactly how. But once you've set up your interactive fields, here's something that you can do. And it's a new functionality we've built in. Let's say I want to make street mandatory within the document. I'll click on the field, I'll do insert edit field, and we've got new functionality here called is mandatory. Okay, if you check that now, this field will now become mandatory. So if I click save, it's good to go. We're going to publish this document to my existing document. And let's go ahead and override it. Okay, so document's been overridden. So now obviously, let's refresh this. So we know that looking at this, it's not mandatory from here, but if I click submit quickly, and then I go back into state, and I try and take this out. So let's see, let's log back in quickly, 1 second. Okay, it was a street field, my bad, picked the wrong field completely. So it was a street field. So if I take this out completely, you'll see that will say it's a mandatory field, and it will not let me go past it. Even if I go ahead and sign it and try to continue, it won't let me. It'll say street address mandatory field. But obviously, when we go back to the form, it's not really mandatory here, but if I click submit, it's definitely mandatory within the document. Okay, and it will not let me continue because it will say, hey, street address is mandatory, you need to make sure that's filled out. So keeping it simple, the way to set them mandatory is once you set them in your Word document is to click on them like this, go insert edit interactive field, and then check is mandatory, save, and then if it's a new form, obviously publish it, but if it's an existing form, then go ahead and override the existing form by doing the publish there, and you are good to go. And this is how it's done. It's a simple functionality that we built into every interactive, where all you want to do is just check the is mandatory. Thank you for watching this video.